Hello, hello. You know what day of the week it is, baby. It's Thursday. We in here talking that tech. I got to make up for last week's because I butchered the shit out of the intro last week. I think I was just a little excited. We had Just a Kid on. Your boy was excited. For y'all that have watched it, we gonna do it right this time. But I'm also really excited to be here because we're kind of in like season 2. Like this is episode 12. Like that's kind of fire. I never thought when we started this that we'd be hitting 12 episodes. That's more than half a year because we only update, or upload bi-weekly. So I'm super excited for that. We got kind of new intro music coming in too, so I'm really excited for that as well. And a little behind the scenes, I do the editing, so I'm really excited for how things have been going. I'm learning stuff too. So if you see production getting better, it's because your boy's putting in that work. I may not put work in fighting games, but I put work in this production, baby. So it's me, Duran, Dr. Digital. I'm here with my PIC partner in crime, True Tech, Chris.
What's good, everybody?
And then tonight, we're here with a very special guest. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Mustain. Not only is he godlike on the mic, he's godlike in the games. So it's going to be a little bit different tonight because Mustain and Chris, for y'all that don't know, do a ton of commentary together. So I know I'm usually the one kind of leading the podcast, but I think it'd be really exciting to we're going to go over a couple of topics where like maybe Chris and Mustain can go back and forth on it. We're going to go over Third Strike. We haven't really covered Third Strike yet, so I'm really excited. Surprisingly, Third Strike is actually my favorite Street Fighter, and I've just never played it to that level. It's the one that kind of got me to finally start playing competitively, but then Street Fighter 4 came out, and the rest is history. So without taking up any more of your time, I would love to hear what our special guest Mustain has to say. Introduce yourself to the people that don't know you.
Well, I mean, you gave me a pretty big introduction there, man. I've never been hyped up this hard before.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here for.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm the man, the myth, the legend now. Oh, geez. Well, I'm flattered. Oh,
I know. I get excited when Mustain's on the mic. So,
I'm Mustain. I'm out here in Denver. I've done a lot of, particularly Street Fighter 6 commentary with True Tech since Street Fighter 6 has been out. Yes, we mentioned some Third Strike. I guess Chris True Tech, he's Springs. I'm Denver. There used to be that huge rivalry there back in the day. Not really as much of a rivalry anymore. I think we're all a little too old for that now. But there's a lot of fun lore you can really get into if you really want to dig deep and ask some of the old heads around. They'll tell you some stories. But yeah, I mean, I guess you guys brought me on it. I guess you guys tell me where we want to go.
Yeah, for sure. The rivalry is still alive and well. Because I know even if I'm not
versus world, right?
Even if I'm not playing it, when I come back to visit, I'm still cheering for Springs. God damn it!
Yeah, I'm still yelling.
What's funny though is when you guys aren't there, there's like no Springs or like Justin. If Justin always rolls in, just goes Springs, right? But like outside of like you guys, there ain't really like no Springs rivalry. Like
that's sad to hear. They're not holding it down when we're not there, but that's all right. I've been busy, but I plan to come up for at least the November monthly. We'll see what happens with October since we got our own plans.
Oh yeah.
October's a little busy, so we'll see what happens there. But I already told the wife I'm trying to come up there for the November monthly, so there'll be some yelling before it gets cold.
Okay, there'll be some yelling.
Like maybe we need to get Springs versus Denver rivalry. Match at a tournament. Maybe we can get a little showcase of that going.
To be fair,
that could be a thing.
It's like, but if we do it for real with Springs, it's like this different kind of shot for real. Like if
John lost last tournament, is that right?
If the real Springs team comes through, Denver. What's?
I mean, I feel like John got beat last time. The last tournament he was at.
Well, it's a good thing that Springs ain't just John. Damn it!
Like, let's be for real. If it comes down and it's me, it's John, it's CJ, it's Panglocks, and honestly,
we
throw in a fifth.
We'll go find Sluggy. We'll get him. We'll pull Sluggy out the woodwork.
You're gonna try to claim Slug after?
Oh no!
Get out of here!
He's Foco, right? Where does Slug bug down as? Let's be real here. Where does Slug bug down as? Because he used to be in Glenwood Springs, which is the mountains. That's neither Springs nor Denver.
We've always claimed Slug bug. I'll be
You
honest.
guys have always claimed Slug Bar. Are you sure?
Okay, I won't say
think the
always.
best question
but
is-
he was living like Monument area.
Is it like Monument? Yeah, but now it's like Foco.
That was Springs. That was,
So like,
What more monthlies did he go to, Springs or Denver?
for Sluggy, when he was in Monument, he was going to a lot of both.
yeah, he was going to both for pretty much everything. But
Yeah.
Monument
That's cool. I
Springs,
respect
come on,
it.
bro. If you're south of
No,
Castle
Monument
Rock,
Springs. Yeah,
south
because
of
I was just
Castle
back in the day. I lived just north of Castle Rock, right? So I was like the dividing line.
yeah. If you're
Because I lived near Blue, right? When Blue moved
But
up
here's
to
the
Parker,
thing.
I lived near there.
Slug's cool. If y'all need them, y'all need them. That's cool.
Yeah,
The thing is,
I don't know. I just we have to
Springs
figure out who we're gonna pick.
doesn't-
I wouldn't be the
Springs doesn't
captain.
need them. That's all I gotta say. So if y'all need Slug, you can have Slug. It's okay.
Shots fired.
Springs don't
Yeah,
need
and,
them.
you know, I don't know if I'd be the person to make the team roster, but I mean,
Yeah.
CJ FGC, we got some
They-
people who've been cooking for a while.
They want to do something. We can
We
set something
should
up.
organize this. Yeah, we should
sounds
organize
like- yeah,
this.
we
we
can
need
definitely set something
to
up.
organize.
This
a
should happen. This should
5v5.
happen. Yeah, maybe like a winter showdown type event. We do it.
Yeah, we can.
I am not a betting man. I only bet on
You don't
things
bet on
I
sure
know
things.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
on sure things. So that being said, I would love to put some money on Springs because I know we out here bringing money back to the Springs, how it's always been for years. Where there was only 5 or 6 rolling up in a van, and we get there and bust some heads, and they be mad that Springs was leaving with money, kind of thing. And Denver had triple the amount of people. So it sounds like we need to get a 5v5 going.
We do
I
need
think
to get a
this would be
5v5
very
going.
hype. Even if it's not in person, we could do something online.
Yeah, I prefer in person. Online works,
would be
but,
hype.
but it's always better when you do it in person.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's
But
not
I will
as
say
hyper.
we did what was it, the 7v7 versus Arizona?
Arizona, that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
People loved that. So
Mhm.
I definitely think we could get an online.
Yeah, we'll have to
thing popping,
talk,
too.
or I guess we're working on something. Maybe that'll be what we're working on, Duran. I don't want to put it on the camera for anybody yet,
yeah.
but we're working on
Yeah,
something
it's
that'll
going down the
happen.
pipe.
That might
Yeah.
have to, might be a little special event. So we'll see what's
Yeah,
up.
for sure. All right, so I need to apologize because normally we start these things off and we give our guests some time on the mic to kind of tell them how they got into the FGC. We got sidetracked. I'm telling y'all right now, this is going to be a quick ass hour. We're already like 10 minutes in and we haven't even started an actual question.
Yeah, we're already just chat it up.
All right. So the first question I have is I love hearing people's backstory on how they kind of got into the FGC, whether it was like I played with a homie, I got my ass kicked and it kind of lit that fire under me, or like myself, I've always enjoyed them, did a ton of button mashing with the homies, and then finally was like, I want to learn what I'm doing, met Chris in college, the rest is history. So I'd love to hear kind of what got you into the FGC as a whole. Like, how are you here today?
So if we go way back to the before times when I was a wee lad, I used to go to like a putt-putt golf course near where I lived in SoCal when I was a little kid. And I played a lot of Soul Calibur 2 there, and I could occasionally beat some people. I liked Soul Calibur 2 a lot, and when I saw Marvel vs. Capcom 1, I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like, I saw like Mega Man come out and Cyclops come out, and I'm just like, my brain exploded, right? I was like, wait, I get to be Spider-Man? And I could be War Machine? What? Right? Like, so I was like, I kind of played casually a bit as a kid. I played a lot of Soul Calibur 2 as a kid. Then I kind of fell out of it for a long time. Didn't really think about fighting games. Like a friend had one, I'd go over and play or whatever. And then around the time Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was coming out, I started kind of playing again on Xbox. But I was playing on a pad. And I was like, damn, it'd be cool if I could play this on a stick. So I did a little Googling. I got a stick. I was practicing and I was playing. And I went to school at Metro at the Tivoli, downtown Aurora, not Auraria campus, not Aurora. And I saw an advertisement in the Tivoli for a tournament in the basement. And I think they were running like Persona 4 Arena and Street Fighter 4. I went to the tournament and I got bopped and I met Jamal. And he gave me an Extra Fresh League business card. It told me to sign up on the forums. So I signed up on the forums. Fast forward 6 months, I go to some tournament. It was a place called like the Downtown or something. It was off Broadway. Tournament was called Payback.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was a big one. Yeah.
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 That was your first tournament?
Yeah. Well, outside of the one in the Tivoli. So I went to that tournament. I had a good time, and that's where I started actually like getting to know people a little better. Because your first time when you go to a tournament, it's like hard to go talk to people, right? You're like, holy shit, everyone's so much better than me. It's really scary. And I got told about the Pete's Patio Bar tournament, which was a couple months later. And I practiced really hard for the Pete's Patio Bar tournament, and then now that there's like beer involved, we started just meeting all kind. I met a mod at that tournament, the Pete's Patio Bar. I hit it off with a mod. I hit it off with like Femoral, Jamal, all those guys. Played anime games for a long time. Street Fighter was always kind of like a side item that I tried to play, but I didn't think I was very good at Street Fighter 4. I just played a cheap ass character.
Who'd you playing for?
Ibuki.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I just did dumb fucking unblockables, and no, I was super. I mean, I did like some of the fancy combos, but like shit, my neutral was like fish with her godlike sweep and then go for Oki. Yeah. That was my game plan.
She was one of the few characters that was pretty close as you can get to anime and Street Fighter was Ibuki with the Oki setup type stuff, and you guessed wrong. Here's your ass kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the anime characters I played at the time, like Hazama and BlazBlue, like he's not really like a vortex monster. Mm-hmm. But whatever, I digress. But that's kind of where I started really going to, like, after that Pete's Paddle Bar tournament, I started going to Safe House like every week. And that's kind of what really brought me in the fold. Yeah, Safe House. Yeah.
I forgot about Safe House. We was in Safe House all the time. And I don't know how I forgot about it. I just haven't thought about it recently.
Out there in the hood.
Yeah, and once I started going, like, I remember the time there was like a shooting across the street from Safe House and we couldn't go home. So I had left. And like on my way home, I got a phone call like, dude, there was a shooting. We can't leave. They're like, did you get out of like the area? Okay. I'm like, yeah, there was a shooting. What the fuck on the highway? Like, and like, I wake up the next morning and I find out that everyone couldn't get home until like they were allowed to leave till like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because the cops were like, we're investigating the shooting.
Was not a good name.
No, and it wasn't in the best part of town.
No, it was not, bro. I remember the first time we pulled up there, and I was like, "Are we in the right place, bro?"
Oh, and the first time I pulled up, I like sat there and I waited for somebody I recognized because I'm like, "This has to be the wrong place. It's next to this grocery store, right?" So I was at not the original Safe House, but the second Safe House is the first time I went, right? Mm-hmm. There was one Safe House location before that was actually a house. I was talking about the one that was on Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
whatever happened to Safe House? People just stopped going.
It closed down. I don't remember why Sam closed it down, but Sam shut it down at some point.
Okay.
I don't remember what happened or why.
I feel like COVID was like the big turn in the FGC.
Well, so Safe House had already been long gone before COVID. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because after Safe House, we did the short stint at that All That in a Bag of Chips place in Aurora.
I remember that.
And then we found Boss Stage Arcade, which worked out good for a while. And then Anki opened up. And Anki has been, at least since I've been around, the longest home of the Colorado FGC.
Yeah, I think overall in general it's been like, because Tivoli was for a minute, but then people stopped going to school, so they didn't get the hookup for Tivoli anymore. And then we had that one store that we used to go to, and then we all know what happened with that when that game came up missing, but you know who, and we couldn't go there anymore. And then
what was the one that was it was the school? Was that Tivoli?
Yeah, Tivoli. Yeah, that's Metro. Yeah, Metro State Denver. That's where I went to college.
That venue was fire, bro. And like you just run downstairs and grab some food. Like that's so rare to be at a tournament and like have easy accessible food. Especially when it's like a local, like majors have it because it's in a hotel, and usually a hotel will have like a food court or whatever. But like to be at a local and be like, I'm gonna go grab some food, I got time before my next pool or whatever. It's pretty rare, and like as a TO, that's like amazing because you don't have to worry about it. Where you're like,
also the Tivoli's fucking haunted, dude. Like,
yeah, and we have
dude, like I'm not a big like ghost believer guy, but there are places where like. I'd be leaving like my evening class, like a senior advanced energy class, right? And I'm like, walk through Tivoli and it's dark and there's nobody around. And I'll look down the hallway and be like, I'm going the other way. The hallway giving me some bad, because it's in that brick, right? It's like that spooky kind of brick. Yeah. So it's just like that hallway giving me. I'm about to get murdered if I go down the hallway by something about to come out the wall. I'm going around.
So, when did you start playing then? How long have you been playing?
It would have been 2013 is when I bought an arcade stick, and 2014 is when I first started showing up the stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would have never guessed that, because for people that don't know Mustain, like he is like that gif of that lady and like the math numbers are like going by her head and shit. Because I sit down and talk to Mustain and it's like, bruh, I love you. I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
So, I'm a mechanical engineer, right? And I look at data all day. That's like my day job. So I'm pretty good at like parsing data and information.
He will get you so hyped for a game that you'll be ready to like run through a wall to play it. Like we went to Evo one year and we sat next to each other in finals. And I don't play Tekken. And he had me so hyped to play Tekken. By the time I got home, I was like, am I going to play Tekken? I downloaded Tekken. I still don't play it, but like he hyped me up so much that I was like, fuck.
That was a good Tekken top 8. Was that the Lil Majin year where he got third place?
Yep.
He Rolling Death Cradle JDCR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was hype, but it was like, I'm not talking about like, oh man, this is what this mechanic does, or I'm talking like frame data. Like it was like, it's like a computer, bro, like Rain Man type shit where it's like, oh, I wouldn't have done that there. That's -8 or what. I'm like, damn, you just know there's 40 plus characters in this game, bro. Like
Tekken is a homework game too. Like as far as homework games are concerned, Tekken is like the most homework game.
Yeah, I'd believe it. But like even like you're like that with KOF too, like where it's just.
Now, to be fair, in KOF, you don't really got to know the frame data as much, right? Like whether a move is 5 frames or 6 frames isn't as important just because of how the flow of the game works.
Right, that's fair.
Which is how you can get away with it. Like there's certain knowledge that's more important than other knowledge in everything, right?
Okay.
You know, in Street Fighter 4, everything had to be built around crouch tech, and if it didn't interact with crouch tech, it didn't matter as much, right? But like Street Fighter 6, it's very like by the numbers, by the frames. You got to know all the frame data. Mm-hmm. But then like Street Fighter 5 was +2, -2, right? So you can. I think the thing that helps like with understanding all the data is understanding what's relevant and what's not in a given game situation mechanic. Right, like the fact that I don't actually know the frame data on my 2C in KOF. I just know it's fast.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I think Street Fighter 6 kind of took that and flipped it on its head though, because like I feel like Street Fighter 5, as far as frame data went, was very kind of straightforward.
+2, -2, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
And then like Street Fighter 6 is like
kind of like Tekken.
I drive rush that, bro.
It's
changed the whole property of that move.
It's like Tekken with the frame data, where it's like, okay, this is -1, but if I drive rush it, now it's +3, right? And then you got to keep track of all that math in your head, which is very similar to Tekken, where it's like, okay, well, this string is -1, but the first hit is +1, and then vice versa, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Which Street Fighter's never really been like that before.
Yeah, that's fair. I would love to hear, because both of you guys actually, as far as like people I know, you guys are kind of like a rare breed because you guys both play so many different games.
Mm-hmm.
I know like Chris is really focusing on 6 right now, but like he's also notorious for playing like life. So I just feel like he plays everything. Not as much lately, but I remember he was playing like Melty and BB, and he played Persona.
Yeah, like Guilty back in the day.
Dog, it was even like Arcana Heart, and like I mean, it was everything kind of thing.
Only official Arcana Heart tournament in Colorado. Let's go!
Damn.
Shout out to Andy. He got second place.
Arcana Heart. Was it Mad Cats?
Oh no, the Arcana Heart's the Hori stick. Yeah,
the Hori. That's what it was.
Played on it so
Hori
much
stick.
that I wiped out Weiss's face on it, which is made me sad because that was my character. Yeah, the only Arcana Heart tournament we had at the Tivoli. In fact, Tivoli and me and Falling Edge grand finals.
That was
play that. We used to be playing. Actually, Fox played a little bit. Orwin played a bit. Falling Edge played literally Andy legit got good at Arcana Heart. He was the only one that could fuck with me in the game. And then
really
crazy because I only know Andy to play Virtual Fighter.
This is funny. Like
ST. Andy's really good at ST.
Okay.
Yeah, he played Arcana Heart 3, and he was by far my only not to be talk too much, but he was my only competition here.
So, early Aki story involving Falling Edge involving Andy. So this is like week 2 of Aki being open. There is a player who I think he now lives in Arizona. Aaron. He used to enter tournaments as Bobby Butthole. He went around with Ryan and Zach with like a piece of notebook paper and a pen, and we ran a pickup ST bracket on the one cab at Aki that they had at the time. This the second week the place is open. And Yang Fusheng is there, and Andy's there, and Ken Finnett's there, and I don't know if Wombo is there. No, I don't think Wombo is there. But grand finals is Andy versus Yang Fusheng, Sagat versus Honda. And Andy makes one of the craziest Magic Pixel comebacks I've ever seen in my life. And he popped off so hard, he paraded around the damn arcade so hard, the door broke. And then Brandon, the owner of Hockey, let us come back, so we moved in.
Which, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Andy's a fucking big dude. So.
Oh yeah, there's a Yelp review on Hockey. If you look at that time frame, there's a Yelp review that's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool spot, but some UFC fighter was bullying a bunch of nerds. There's a Zach123 has a video of it somewhere on YouTube. It's hard to find with the algorithm, but it does exist. There is cell phone footage of it. Of all of us crowding around crowding around this little ST cab, people spilling beer when the fucking win happens. Yeah, it's great.
I love Aki. So my only complaint, and it's not even a complaint. It's not even like Aki's doing something wrong. I just want Aki to be bigger. Like,
I mean,
it's already expanded so much.
I know it's expanded, but I want a place for like tournament area kind of thing, because they have so many cabs, and it's just like, bro, sometimes you're playing like in a corner, like
yeah, and like we kind of have that with the Versus City room, but they can't always just move all those cabs out, right?
Right. And that's what but I think it's like a good problem to have, because
no, I agree.
Hopefully mean that they're thriving so much that like, bro, we got to expand again. Like we need to look for like a new location where, you know, we can do that kind of thing where we have setups by itself and we have cabinets. And it's hard because I mean, like arcades, like, bro, them cabinets are huge, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, they're heavy.
Like
heavy.
For Jazzy, he literally rented a U-Haul just to have out back so he could put the cabinets in the U-Haul. Like they weren't going anywhere. He just needed to have space, so he just kept them in the U-Haul for Jazzy, so people had somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
Yes, there was an art show they did, and they rolled a bunch of the cabs outside and set up an awning so people could play on them. But then it started fucking pouring rain, so we had to cover that shit up.
No. Electronics and rain. Actually, water and electronics is not bad as long as it's not turned on. I know that sounds stupid, but
but that's correct. Yeah.
As long as it's turned off and you completely dry, you're usually fine, kind of thing. It's just when they're on.
Nothing got damaged, but it definitely was like. Of course. The one time, like, yes, we'll make room by putting the cabs outside. It fucking rained.
Let's go.
Right?
We're trying to do that. We're trying to do SBO. Cabinets outside.
I mean, it was pretty cool to like walk outside with a beer, like sit down on the cab and like play some Exerd, like on that.
Yeah, especially in Colorado. Colorado has such nice weather when it's not raining. I know Colorado weather can be crazy, but like when it's nice, it's like
it's nice. It's gorgeous.
It's nice, man. Colorado is a very pretty place when it's not snowing or raining or whatever kind of thing. But like me as a former TO living out in Texas, we have a couple of places out here called Cidercade, which both of you guys would love. It's just a big ass arcade and they have ciders on tap and they do special ciders. Like they had Dreamsicle, they had like a pumpkin pie one, you know.
They also have beer.
Seasonal. It's just cider stuff.
Just cider? Okay.
Yeah. But they do different flavors of it. They do have more like, I don't know if I'd say beer, but they have more like hops.
Flavories, yeah,
kind of stuff. But like we went on Saturday night and it was awesome. It was like $12 if you could play all day kind of thing. And I'm as a former TO, I'm in here like, bro, I wish we had a venue like this back when I was running stuff, because like it was just fire. Because like to be able to like. That's what I think makes Aki so great is like, because even if you get bounced early, I know we're all a little bit older now, so it's like people lose and they're like, I'm going home, bro. It used to be
last time I ever got top 8.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get people wanting to go home. I get it.
Oh yeah. There's definitely been.
I get it.
Oh yeah.
What's the
it's crowded, right? I get it.
The last time I didn't make top 8, I was like, you know what? I'm going home. And I was like, I can't. My wife was so, because it's like, oh, you're home already. It's like, yeah, I lost. It's been a minute. Yeah,
just driving home salty.
I had to hit. I was a little bit salty, but then I hit John with some notes about the person I had, and then John lost, and that actually made me more salty because I was like, I gave the notes, I gave the blueprint.
So to get back on track, I know we just went on a huge ass tangent about random Colorado life stories.
Yeah.
So the question that I had was, I know you guys play multiple fighters. How do you feel like, because it's incredibly difficult, and I don't think people understand that how difficult it is to play multiple games at a competitive level. So what is maybe something that you guys do to help you adapt to that? Because like I will play a character in Street Fighter, and it's even hard for me to change gears if I pick a different character. Kind of thing. So I can't even imagine being like, oh, I gotta go play, this game, and oh, this one's done. Now I gotta go over here. Kind of thing. And it's just like, so what do you think? Like, how do you approach that as a player?
The way I approach it is just like, if I'm messing with a new fighting game I never played before, I go into it like, okay, we can learn something we've never learned before that may help me with another fighting game I play, right? So, I can learn some skill from playing Guilty Gear that I can like back apply to Street Fighter or KOF, right? Because you can't, it gives you a new perspective. As far as like gearing up to actually be able to play it, I would regiment my time. So it's like, okay, on Tuesday I'm going to play Street Fighter. On Wednesday I'm going to play Tekken, right? Like, well, with my after work time, right, or my practice time. Also, you just got to play enough to where you get comfortable with both. Where like, okay, well, when I first started playing Tekken, it was real hard. It was real confusing, and I would try to down back everything, which is dumb. In Tekken, you want to stand block. Right, so it's like, fuck, I'm getting hit by everything, so I'm fucking holding down back when I want to block. But if you just play for long enough, you break through that, and then it no longer is like a mental strain. You can just do it habitually.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's literally like you just have to do it. There's not like you can do. There's little things you can definitely do. You can be like, okay, schedule your time accordingly, do something like that. But it's one of those things where you just have to do it till you get used to it. Like, because I'm still, I don't think I'm the best at it. I think I can play at a decent level at multiple games, but I don't feel like I can play at my best level playing multiple. Like when Chris G was out here, I asked him how he did. He's like when he was out here, because I literally I choked up. I should have been in grand finals of Multi-Blood when he was out here, and then he came back 3 straight. I was up 2 games in a round. He was like, you were up 2 games in a round. You should have had me. I was like, I agree. But I choked up, and he came through, and I was like, literally, how do you do that? He's like, honestly, I just done it so much that I can kind of switch gears, and then I have set things. So that I'll say that maybe this for someone who's trying to play multiple games, you might want to be like, you're gonna have set things. Like you might have to be
stick to a game plan specialist.
Like you may not be. Yeah. I'm playing Terry right now for fun, but I know Terry's not gonna be a tournament character for me.
Yeah.
I know Kimberly's my only character. If I were to try to play Tekken at a higher level, I know Reina's it. I'm not gonna be one of them guys who like I'm playing the whole cast. I'm playing Reina, and that would be it. When I play Melty, I've been playing Melty with Moto recently because he's getting ready for Climax tonight. I'm playing Ayoko, that's it. I have the one character, I know what I need to do. And the other thing would be go back and forth. So like me, I'll play a 1st to 10 with him and Melty, and then I'll jump on Street Fighter 6 and like you have, because the problem is that people, I would say, put you a different mindset, and then you kind of separate them too much, because at a tournament, at a local, it's gonna be, hey, you're playing this. Okay, I need you over here right now. It's not. You're not gonna have time to be like, okay, tomorrow, like maybe at like an Evo or something like that, you'll have a major.
You like warm up in the other one before you gotta go play. Yeah,
they're gonna try to schedule around you because they don't want you holding up brackets. So they'll try to get you where you have some time. Not out of convenience for you, but more because they don't want you holding up brackets. So like you probably hear, but a local, bro, I'll be like, hey, I'm holding the bracket. I gotta go play 3 Grand Blue matches, and then I gotta go play a Street Fighter 6 match to there on stream. Like I've literally been like, okay, I'm doing this. Now I'm like here. Oh, now they need me at 3rd strike, and now so it's one of those things you just and. It helps, especially too if the games are way different. So like Grand Blue to Street Fighter, I typically don't have an issue. Now 3rd strike to 6, I might hit the I might get an overhead, and that was supposed to be a parry. So that helps too if it's like something that's totally different. Where if like Grand Blue to Street Fighter, that's a big transition. Melty Blood to Street Fighter is a big transition. Tekken to Street Fighter overall is a big transition, but maybe you block wrong because you reached the holding down. I've just been holding down back, and now I got hit by mid because I was holding it. So it's one of those things where you literally just have to do it and just kind of force yourself to be like, okay, an hour on this game, an hour on this game, that kind of thing, and then get used to just switching and doing a little bit better.
Yeah, you also got to figure out like what you want to be sharpest in, right? So I entered 3 games at Evo. I entered KOF, 3rd Strike, and Tekken, right? And I knew going in I wasn't as sharp as I could have been for KOF, right? Because I had been grinding 3rd Strike really hard, I had grinded Tekken real hard, and I've been playing KOF for a long time, but I knew I wasn't as sharp as I wanted to be, right? But that's fine, because I knew that, right? Like, because I knew how I distributed my time. It's like, okay, well, I'm not as sharp in KOF as I'd like to be, but that's okay, right? Because I was really sharp in 3rd Strike and in Tekken. So like sometimes you got to like balance out, okay, well, for this event, what do I want to be sharpest in?
Yeah. You gotta have like, I don't necessarily that you gotta have a main game, but yeah, you definitely hear. So like for me, back when Boss Stage was the place to go, I was fresh single, so I was driving up there for weeklies all the time, and I would typically I would place well, but I wouldn't win, and it was because like again I'm playing so much, like I probably get second or third or whatever, but I wouldn't get a first. And that's because I was playing Exard, I was playing Uni, I was playing Blaze Blue, I was playing Street Fighter as well. Like I'm doing all that, and then like I don't know the Merkava matchup as well as I should if I focused on Uni. So Minimat would beat me, and like okay, I'm gonna try to learn the matchup, but at the same time I'm still trying to play these other games. Like if I focus on just Uni, I definitely will have a better shot. So you have to decide what's the sacrifice you're willing to make to do that.
Yep.
So write down.
And there's ways you can try to mitigate that. Like I did a lot of that in Tekken, right? Because I'm not a legacy Tekken player. I started playing in 7, and I played off and on through 7's life. But you can develop a game plan around, and if your spacing is really good, you can avoid a lot of matchup situations in Tekken that like are homework checks. That like, okay, Lost Junkyard sucks, and I never low parried on reaction because I'm bad. But if I'm just always in a place where he can't press back 1 to start that, I don't ever got to deal with it.
That's fair. That makes sense.
So if I just build my game plan around avoiding the gimmick, then I just don't got to deal with the gimmick.
Legit. Yeah. Like, so for example, right now in 6, I mean, Cammy has a problem for everybody, but Cammy's probably Kimberly's like worst matchup.
I see that, yeah.
I see here. And literally, so I was talking to Psycho about the matchup because I'm getting smoked. Like overall in the matchup, against anyone good, I tend to get smoked with Cammy. Part of it is me not being aggressive enough when it's my turn, like playing a little too safe. But otherwise, it's like I don't know how he's spacing. He's literally like, yeah, you kind of have to run away from her and put yourself in a spacing to where you can react to everything. So like any other match, I'm trying to be and stay in medium kick range. That's where I want to be. Against Cammy, I want to be outside that range because I want to be able to react to dive kick.
Yeah, she'll beat you there. Yeah.
I want to be able to react to dive kick and jump ins with a Tatsu. If I'm too close, I have to wait. If you wait, it's too late. Dive kick just stuffed you, and now I'm getting cammied. So like that is legit. Not be there. Don't be there is a legit matchup advice. And like sometimes.
So I think that kind of, you spoke on it earlier, and it makes me bring up the next question that I had was like, this is probably more for myself. When you guys are playing and you're like prioritizing things that are important, how do you like, okay, I am playing Street Fighter, I'm playing Guilty Gear or whatever, I'm playing this character. How do you know like, okay, I hit a jab, my jab landed, this is the combo I should be going for. Oh, medium landed, this is the combo. Like strength combo, how do you like find out like that maximum damage or like that priority, like this is the combo I need to be focusing on, practicing and hitting kind of thing?
Like how do I find like what's like the tournament combo, like exactly. Let's say Street Fighter 7 came out just now and I sat down and I got to pick Crimson Viper, how would I try to figure that out? It's a lot easier these days because there's so much Twitter tech going around. You just got to open up the Bird app and you can see a lot of stuff. But generally, I just kind of like, I start out, go, okay, what do my buttons do? Okay, this is like, I look at combos and anything. Can I link? Does it chain? Can I jump cancel? Can I super jump it? We're talking about Viper. Maybe I can super jump it, right? Like, then what do my special moves do? Oh, that popped them up. Can this juggle, right? How do I set up into this move that popped them up? Well, crouching fierce. Okay, that worked, right? Like, so just go from there.
Yeah. So like when you're playing, for example, like, yes, I know there are pro players and it's easy to watch people play, but like, like I myself don't have the best execution. So maybe when I'm learning my tournament combo, I'm like, man, I just can't do this long ass combo. So instead I'm doing like this condensed, excuse me.
Okay, so actually the perfect example of this. So in KLF 15, I play Leona. She has some pretty difficult combos, but I cannot do them on PlayStation. I cannot do them. There's too much input lag on PlayStation. I can't do them. So unfortunately, all the majors I have to play on PS4. So I just have developed like this is the PlayStation combo. Yeah. Like I will do the easier one because it's PlayStation and I know I will fuck up. So I will do the easy one.
Okay.
Or you find one that like let's say the one you can't do is 5% more damage, but the one you can do is 5% less damage. The 5% less damage one is okay.
Yeah.
Or just find one that gets you a better knockdown than the max damage one, because sometimes you get a little bit of damage, you get a little better knockdown, and you can build your game plan around that.
Yeah, I'll say I mean, of course, like you said, first thing. I mean, if I'm not talking right now where Twitter exists, because if nothing else, even if you don't find the optimal one, as soon as you can typically find like a route that'll be like you can build off of this. So like again,
it's something functional.
We're gonna talk Terry because he's the newest character that popped out. So like me looking on Twitter, there's gonna be a ton of stuff. Some of it gonna be impractical. They're gonna require, but you can somewhere in there be like, okay, well if I do this, this, and this, let's compare damage. I tend to give myself rules when it comes to combos where if there's any sort of execution issue, it has to do a certain amount more damage for me to learn that combo. So it depends on the game.
It's some type of reward, maybe.
Yes.
It might be like damage or corner carry or something.
So
it
depends on the game, but like for I'll say Dragon Ball, I think it was like the combo had to do, I think it was like 300 more damage for me to learn to more here. Otherwise, I'll learn the more stable route. It had to do enough damage to make a difference. With Street Fighter 6, execution overall isn't too big a deal. There's some one-frame links where it gets a little tight, but with the buffering system, they can be consistent. So overall, it's about matter.
Some weird dry rush juggles.
Yeah. So with Street Fighter 6, now with Terry, there is some stuff with timing. So like, there's like in order to get his drive rush power dunk Terry combo, you have to delay the drive rush just a tad. So stuff like that's going to be a little bit different. Where I'm like, well, if I found myself not hitting that consistently, I'm probably going to find one that does maybe 1 to 200 less, but it gives me more consistent knockdown, something like that. If I,
or just not spend the drive rush there, right? You could just go right into the regular ender because you're not really gaining much more damage with the drive rush there, right? It gets you a lot more corner carry, but you could just go burn knuckle, pushing hella far.
It all depends on that. So, like for example, like I'll say, well, I'm gonna go with Terry because again, he's the newest one. I'm not watching a ton of stuff on him because I don't play. I know I'm not gonna play him like seriously. He's a fun character. I'm gonna give him the master, and then I'll probably, maybe he'll be my pocket sand character when I'm like, oh, I can't play Kimberly against you. It's Kimberly's all. I have not touched another character before Terry dropped in phase 5. I have literally not played any other character besides Kimberly, and it gets bad sometimes when I'm like playing somebody else and they're like
new,
like not even new. It's just like they just play matches and that's it. They don't have time to lab or stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, this is all I've been playing for the last year, probably straight now since I decided I want to focus on just 6. And it gets real bad when we're playing and I'm 10-0ing you and I got no other character to play. So like Terry might be that character where I'm like, here, but also I'm not I'm balancing what's optimal when he has one frame links like EX Fireball and stuff like that. So that's one of those times where but in general, tournament combos, I have a strict rule where if I can't land a combo 10 times in a row, it's not a tournament combo. I have to be able to land it 10 times in a row, both sides, in order for me to say, okay, this is a tournament combo I can do in tournament. If I can't,
that's a good rule.
That's like an issue I have, like playing jury. Like I'm learning feng shui engine, and like, bro, you can do
a lot of buttons.
Yeah,
there's a lot of buttons you gotta press.
There's so much freedom. You're like, I can go whatever route I want to go with this. So I'm having a hard time figuring out, like, bro, I want to find like 2 or 3 combos. That's what I go for every time. Like, oh, this is my safe jump route. This is my damage route. This is my super route.
That's pretty much it. Like,
there's just so much that it's just like, all right, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like I play. So Kimberly has a ton of stuff. She has a ton of different stuff, and I typically be like, okay, this is my Oki. This is a combo for corner carry. This is the combo for Oki. This is the combo when I don't have as much resources. This is the combo for damage. This is like I have that kind of set. And then for my game plan, I have, okay, this is my knockdown. Depending on how many resources, I go for this Oki. Okay, if I don't have that, I go for this combo, which gives me this Oki, which is so I kind of have stuff set. And then where I'm like, I don't do it as much as I might need to get back to it, but like I had a set, literally a written down plan where I'm like, okay, on this knockdown, I go for this. This tells me this. So like, I don't do it as much because you kind of assume some knowledge now, but like, for example, her run overhead, that was like the go-to Oki all the time because it was +1 on block. Most people know about it now, but before I would be like, first knockdown, I'm going for that every time. And let's see, do they block high?
Let's see what they do.
Exactly. Yep. I'm like, do they block high? If they don't block high, they don't know the matchup. Then I know I can kind of get away with stuff. If they do block high, do they know it's plus? Oh, they got a counter hit. They don't know it's plus. They know the block high, but they don't know when they can press buttons. And that can
that exact thought process, I didn't learn that until I played Tekken. Tekken, I actually didn't like think that way about games until I played Tekken, because Tekken is so much shit that people just don't know. Like about every character, right? You're gonna play somebody that like not everyone can react to Junkyard. Like I'm aware of Junkyard, I don't react to it, right? Like
what is Junkyard? Junkyard
is laws mid low mid, and it's a safe string, but you have to low parry the low. So like bad players get shredded by it because it goes like mid low mid really fast. Okay. They're just like, dude, I can't. I'm guessing it's fuck, right? And like if it counter hits, it combos. It's like a real scrub check string, and they made it actually a lot stronger in Tekken 8 because it has a mid option now, because fuck me, I guess. But but like yeah, like when you Tekken taught me this, when I was playing people in Tekken, I'm like, oh, you don't know about this situation. Now I'm going to do this over and over until you die, right? Because it's it's something that like. It is a little weird, and it could be something really little, like where True Tech says, "Oh, they don't block the Kimberly overhead, right?" It's they don't know how to deal with an instant slide from Law, or they don't know about Junkyards. Let me sprinkle in more Junkyard, and it's just those little adjustments. Yeah. And it took me until Tekken to really start identifying those. Until I started playing Tekken.
I definitely feel like Street Fighter 6 gave me more of that, more of thinking about like so. Again, I'm gonna go Kimberly. I'll do drive rush, crouching medium, crouching fierce, and to run. That's all safe. The only way to do anything about that would be if you did an EX move between the crouching medium and the crouching fierce. There's a 3-frame gap there. So if you press a button, you get counter hit. If you DP, okay, I got DP there, but no one's just DPing first time. And if they block all of that, I now have data. And literally it says, oh, you blocking. Okay. Now I know, can I go for throw? If you tuck the throw, I know I can shimmy next time. If you got counter hit, I know you're pressing buttons. So now it means, okay, now I can keep going for that until you stop pressing buttons. And I know you're delayed jabbing something. You're doing something where I can hit. Okay, none of that hit, but the run hit. Okay, you don't know when stuff's over. So now I can extend it. I can and just that little block frame. I'm in my head. I'm like, okay, he blocked all of that. Next time I'm gonna shimmy. And then next time I'm going to throw, and then we go from there. But because you blocked, just you blocking gave me some data. And so it's no longer like, oh, you didn't get hit. Now it's like, oh, I have some information now. Let's try to shimmy next time. Let's see what happens, because shimmy is a bit safer. Let's be honest, I go for the throw. I should shimmy, and then because that's safer. Because the only way to beat that is if they just throw out a low. But they're not typically in that block string just throw out a low, unless some people
another read that they have,
crouch
right?
Medium, yeah. But for the most part, it's like they're gonna press a delay jab or here, and then hey, I saw something. Oh, you threw, shimmy, corner, time to guess. But just that one interaction can give you data, and that's something I've been trying to literally talk to myself now. In my head, I'm like, okay, they blocked this. Now this means this. And just like I said, just from blocking one block string, I now have some information, and hopefully that'll lead me to putting you in a guess situation and guess wrong until you die.
Yeah, so that kind of is interesting because it's almost like a checklist. Like you're putting yourself into a situation where I know we've talked about it before, where you're like conditioning your opponent, but that's even like deeper like conditioning, because you're not just like, oh man, I'm an uppercut on wake up to show you.
Some people can't be conditioned. Some people, they won't be conditioned, right? So you doing the checklist can help you mitigate people who can't be conditioned.
Okay.
And
right, because you'll see the thing that they're going to do over and over and over again, and now that you're just aware of that, right? Because they're not going to be able to be conditioned. You have to identify if they can be conditioned or not, right? But it's still important data every time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good to know. I never thought about it like, I know I do a lot of Madden and football analogies, and I think about it that way, but I've never thought about where you're like setting up situations to.
I actually think about it like poker. Like poker hands, like how much you want to risk versus not risk, and how much you think they're going to risk, and then the ultimate goal is to get them to fold, the enemy player to fold. And in Tekken, it's super obvious. You can fold people where they just will refuse to block low, and then you can low them 10 times, right? Like, and you mentally have folded them. And I imagine in Street Fighter, if you throw somebody 6 times, you've mentally folded them, right? Or you at least think you have, right? They might get it back, right? Because you still got to ante up the next hand, but.
Yeah, and then there are times when getting thrown 6 times is the correct answer. And that's like
correct, because it's low risk.
Yeah, it's the lowest risk. It's the lowest risk option, and you're like, eventually they're gonna back off, and you got to prove to me. And there'll be times to myself, I'll say, I'm willing to take these until I die. Prove to me that you're willing to do it 6 times in a row. And
usually
most people won't. Now some people will, and hey, it's the risk you gotta take. But most people will not be willing to throw you 5-6 times in a row. Now, just, we're talking about strangers online. When it gets locals, people play you a lot. You have notes. Like, I know for a fact John will throw me 6 times in a row because John knows I'm willing to take 6 throws in a row because I know that's the best here. So it gets a little iffy when it's me and Shogun playing. But like, people who don't, like, prove to me you're willing to throw more than 3 times. Because most people do things in 3s. It's usually 2 throws and a shimmy.
We don't get to play the high-level mind game until you can prove to me that you can play the high-level mind game. But when you play with people you know all the time, you're playing the high-level mind game, like, inherently, because you play them all the time. But, like, if you just go to a tournament and you play some random dude your first round of pools, like, you don't know if they're going to be playing this conversation, having this conversation. They might just be mash and jab every time, right? So make them prove that they can think on that higher level before you commit to it.
Okay, that makes sense. So this is kind of deep. We're talking about playing multiple games. We got about 15 minutes left. So I do want to have a conversation and kind of discuss a little bit of Third Strike, maybe.
Some little nerdy turdy.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, these two definitely get down on some Third Strike. I know that's probably one of Chris's favorite games. I know Mustain's been hitting it hard. Like, Aki's, like, it's crazy because, like, this is something I always say too, because, like, people hate on, like, the Smash community, for example, but I'm like, I commend the Smash community because I think what's awesome about them is, like, bro, they play the game they love. Like Melee. Like, Melee's mad old, and you still go to tournaments, and Melee has a huge turnout. And I'm like, the only thing stopping us from playing these games is us. Like, you don't like the game you like. Don't play it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's awesome to almost see this resurgence of Third Strike, where we just had Evo this year, and that was the largest Third Strike tournament ever.
Almost 1,300 people.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I'm curious to see what next year's Evo is going to be like. And I know they're doing, like, they rotate the game.
Yeah, we know it's Marvel 2. Marvel 2.
You think it's going to be Marvel 2?
It's definitely Marvel 2.
I think it's going to be Marvel 2 also.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Marvel 2.
It's going to be I think Marvel 2 would be bonkers.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see.
I'll practice a little Marvel 2 for that.
Yeah, I think that I will not.
Throw my hat in the ring.
I will watch.
Be a white guy attempting to play Magneto.
I will watch and say what's up to the friends that I hear, because I saw some of them actually on stream this year. I saw Potter on stream. I was like, Potter is a damn lawyer, and I'm like, bro, he was a degenerate when I knew him. And now he's a lawyer, but he still came through with his glove, sitting on the floor with his moss, ready to mash. And I think he got second. Or
the glove still too?
Yeah, he still had the glove. He had the glove. You gotta be able to mash that Storm Super, bro. You gotta get all the hits to the Hellstorm. And it was funny to be like, that is Pedro Esquire on LinkedIn. But it's like, that's Potter when he's sitting on the floor with the glove on. And I think he got, I don't know if he got, I think he got second. But I would love to see. And you're friends with him on
LinkedIn.
Yes, we are friends on LinkedIn, and he is a professional. He is Esquire, as he is a legit lawyer. And but I would really be excited to see that, and because I want to see how the people who have come along after the heyday, who never had a chance to get on the big stage for Marvel, because Marvel 2, because they came later on. So you're gonna have people like Chaos, J360.
Those guys are mad good.
Yeah, who are like really good and really strong now. Amir is another name that I've seen lately.
He's like from the Philippines, I think, right?
They're like really strong players, but they came along, later on in the lifetime of the game, so they haven't got their shot. I would love to see that versus the people that I'm sure would start playing again if they know Evo's going to be there. Like, you're going to have, I'm sure Potter's going to be practicing hard. I'm sure Bill Wellman is going to be practicing hard. Ruin never stopped playing. He won that FlyQuest tournament last week, and every time when he is streaming, he's been streaming like PS3 Marvel. So before this even came out, he was streaming Marvel. So yeah, I would love if someone came out. I would love it. I mean, I doubt it, but if Yipes came out of retirement, if Justin Wong came out of retirement,
Wong and Yipes are just gonna commentate it. They're not gonna play, but they're not gonna commentate. They're gonna. Justin Wong DQ'd himself from Third Strike at Evo, man. Like, he didn't even play.
It wasn't even he didn't have, like, I'm not gonna say it. Justin, if he were Justin was always good at Third Strike, but Marvel was the game he was like.
Oh yeah,
he went undefeated for years in Marvel. So if they
content creator life though is just
he has a family and stuff.
They're living the life of luxury now. They don't gotta be doing the blood, sweat, tears no more. He's living the life of luxury. He's big chilling.
But Yipes might.
And he's in Canada.
We're gonna have Duck probably comes out. Duck probably will show up for that.
That'd be sick.
People know how to do a Spiral sit. Let's see. Clockwork's definitely gonna play. He's
he'll play. Strider Doom.
Let's see the OG Strider Doom. Watch where you're sitting. I don't want you messing up. Here, sorry, Cat was about to step on the stick. But yeah, I would definitely like see that.
The Marvel hype and it's dope to see because like people are hype. I hope the collection sold well because like nothing angers me more than like when you're a gamer and like I know a lot of us are FGC focused, but like I play a lot of games outside of the fighting games too. Mm-hmm. Like it angers me when like people are like, oh, we want new IPs and you guys just keep doing the same shit, and then like companies do new IPs and people don't sell. Yeah, and then it's just like, well, don't sit there and complain that you want IPs. So it's like I really hope this Marvel collection sold well because it was like free Marvel for years, bro. And now like this collection comes back out, and I'm like, I hope it sold well. And you guys
to drop a little bit. Smoke. I'm not paying $50 for it because I'm not paying $50 for it because I'm only gonna play Marvel 2. That's it. I'm not gonna play any of the other ones.
Marvel 1. I'll fuck with Marvel 1.
I won't. Because in order, like, I'm long past being like a casual. Like, I gotta have at least a certain amount of skill in the game, and I'm not gonna practice
the same way.
I'm not gonna go practice B&Bs from different situations and fly on flies and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go practice that.
Most of my time in the collection has been practicing ROMs.
Yeah. See, I like literally for me it would be let me go training mode, let me get a ROM till death, and I'm good. And that would be it. So I'm waiting for it to drop to like 30, 40, and then I'll cop. And then guess what? I'm gonna go be like, okay, let me get ROM. Let me get like ROM until death, ROM into unmashable like 2-3 times, and then I'm good. And that's it. Like I'm not really worried about
do that 5 fierce into the fucked up thing and then kill him. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can do 5 fierce pretty like less than 10 tries.
Isn't that bad. I was able to do 5 fierce pretty quick. Can't finish that without hockey. He's like, do this. I'm like, oh, that's it? What the fuck?
ROM takes it like ROM's just you gotta get the rhythm right, and then you gotta be able to eyeball the height. As long as you can eyeball height, be like, okay, this is 1 rep on the way up. Okay, now, but
Wombo gave me good advice on ROM. There was a guy named ROM invented it.
Okay,
that's what
I figured, but.
Japanese player named Ron found the Infinite, and it's been the ROM Infinite ever since. It's literally light, air dash down forward, light, super jump, light, air dash down forward, light. Oh, they're too high. 1 light on the way up, air dash down forward, light.
Yeah, there's all kinds of variations and shit you can do with it.
And you adjust the timing. You press the lights a little slower because they're a little too high. Oh, they're a little too low. Got to press it a little bit faster. Yeah, there's a little.
The one that Wombo showed me was actually 1 jab on the way up, and then like light, and then a delay light on the way down. And that's the one I've had the most success with so far, but I'm still pretty bad. So
it's one of those things where you find your way, like, and then as you get good, you start, okay, I'm gonna jab, and then I'm gonna jab, and then light.
Find the one that works, jab. And then you branch out. Yeah, find the one you like doing that you can make it work, and then go from there.
And if you're nice, you can do jab on the way up, jab. Like,
yeah, but I'm not there yet.
Well, the scaling must be crazy on this. If it's just off of lights?
Yeah.
You can do a lot of times.
So with the game, like Marvel 2, one of the things about Marvel 2 is why you see resets and everything all the time is because there is scaling and there is stun. So you can't do, like, for most characters, you like on Sint you can, because you can just do a regular version and he's so big and you can kill. But most characters you're not gonna ROM till death. You're gonna ROM till you build meter, and then maybe you'll super
you can do something messed up.
But typically it's ROM until you get to the corner or whatever, and you're gonna go for a throw reset, or you're gonna go try block dash over them and call your assist. Like there's good. The thing I like about Marvel 2 that I don't like about other Marvel games is that even if you're getting bodied, there's a chance in there somewhere, because unless you're Iron Man, you gotta reset. At some point you gotta reset, because unless if you hit me from full life in the ROM, there's gonna be at least probably 2 resets somewhere in there, and I got a chance to block correctly, and I'm playing again. Unless it's Iron Man. Iron Man, he's gonna build Vader.
Iron Man, he's gonna super you to death.
You're gonna DHC, you're gonna die.
I guess Sentinel could do it with America's favorite movie, where you drones to spit and drones to spit.
And even then, like, most people are gonna mess it up. Most people aren't getting unblockable on the guard break.
Yeah.
Which is dope, and that's why I'm happy about like this resurgence, because like Marvel collection, people are buying it. I know they're doing the CVS collection, or I know it's just like a Capcom Jam collection or whatever, but CVS is in there, and like these are the games that people love. Like, I know I'm excited to play Power Stone. I played that when I was like a kid, like not on like a competitive level, but like just excited to play it again, kind of thing. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what like angers me with Capcom, because they keep saying like, oh, we can't do another Marvel because of Disney, or like I'm assuming Marvel 4 is being made, but like that was the thing for years. It was like Disney, Marvel, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, like, you guys' shit is just dope. You don't even need Marvel to make, just make a Capcom versus fighter. And I've been saying that for years, where they do it like, where it plays like Marvel, but like, I mean, you have guest appearances like Smash does. Where
the way this is going, I mean, the world is assuming we're going to get a CVS 3 here. The way everything is like,
I actually don't think it's going to be CVS 3. I think it's just going to be crossovers. We're just going to have guest characters in every game. I don't think we're actually going to get a full CVS 3.
I can see who's going to
at least not soon. It maybe 5 years. But
I don't think it'll be soon.
It's years out for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't think it'll be soon. I don't think it'll be as much as 5 though. I think it'll be somewhere within like
4,
like a 3. Yeah, I think it'll be somewhere within a 3-year period, because you're gonna. I personally feel like, because we're coming up to year 2 of Street Fighter 6. Garo's coming out. KOF is already through SNK's own lack of maintenance and stuff like that. KOF kind of lost the hype it had with 15 coming.
Well, Garo is so
we're getting Garo.
I was getting all the juice right now.
Yeah, so we're getting Garo. Let's say 2 years into Garo, it's starting to slow down a little bit the way here. Oh, here we go, CVS 3, get everybody hype. And like, I could see that happening in like a good 3, maybe 4 years, and that happens.
Bro, I hope they don't keep doing guest characters. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think the guest character thing is dope. Like, I love seeing Terry. I'm super excited for Mai. I love seeing Chun and Ken and like Garu and stuff like that. But it's like,
about the Street Fighter 6 roster is, where's all the Street Fighter characters?
That's what I'm saying. That's my issue with it. Like, that's why I play Street Fighter. Is there's so many characters that I love. That, like,
my biggest fucking beef with the Street Fighter 6 roster is it's just Street Fighter 5 characters.
Yeah.
Like where's the Street Fighter 4 representation? Where's the Third Strike representation? Why we gotta wait till Elena for the first Third Strike character?
And why
the game takes place in Metro City. There's no Street Fighter Alpha characters.
I'm gonna be honest. Elena's not even really a Third Strike representative. She's a Street Fighter 4 representative, because no one cared about Elena in Street Fighter 3.
She was a newcomer in 3.
The only person.
She was a newcomer in 3.
Yeah, but I mean, no one cares about her from 3.
Oh, sure.
She was popular because she was broken in 4. Like, I can literally name one Elena player, and it was Combo Fiend. Combo Fiend's the only person I know that just mains Elena. Everyone else was like, why would I play Elena when Chun-Li exists?
I think the guest characters were super dope, but it was just like, bro, I have to wait a whole fucking year for these characters, and then like 2 of the characters are characters from a different game. Like, I'm fine with it.
If the season was 6 characters,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was 5 or 6 characters, I wouldn't even be tripping. But I gotta wait a whole year, and then half the year is for 2 characters from a different game, where I'm like, bro, I'm playing Street Fighter because I want to play Street Fighter. Like, but I know that sounds crazy.
Say, we've been talking about a lot. Terry is fun.
Terry is fun.
I'm enjoying here, and I've been loving all the attention to detail that Capcom's been giving these characters. And
yeah, except for Power Charge being shitty on block, because I've been throwing Power Charge on block for years, and now it fucking sucks on block. So I'm just like, no.
I'm enjoying, but I'm like the details, the different the intros for the different outfits. So like outfit 1, he throws his hat and catches it. Outfit 2, he's got the bomber jacket. He's throwing the bomber jacket and jumping into it. When he power dunks, he turns the hat around. I'm loving.
Like all of these studios have been like stepping up, because like they showed off my gameplay for Garu, and it was dope, because she's in like her, like, I don't know what to call it, but like she's like in her leather outfit.
It's a biker outfit, yeah.
Okay, that's my favorite. I want to say biker, and the internet's like, you idiot, it's not biker, you fool.
And like, she's literally wearing a motorcycle leather jacket. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
What it's called.
So she's in her biker outfit, and she was she supers and it changes into like her traditional Mai costume, and I'm like, dude, I was like showing the wife, like, this is so sick.
The traditional one is also you can pick it, like it'll be a selectable costume in the game.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah, but I love that, and they've both been killing it with the attention to detail. But like that's like with like with Garu as well, as like new seasons coming out, and they're like Chun and Ken, and like
Garu's getting like 4 more DLC characters. Garu's getting more DLC characters in the
first
season.
They're getting 5.
Yeah, they're getting 4 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting 4 more on top of Terry, or Ken and Chun. Terry, Ken and Chun, they're getting 4 more.
The fact that we have DLC is the fact already, like, because part of me is like, well, we'll see.
I mean, they had to do it to match the Terry crossover, right? Like, it was the timing of it all.
Yeah, let's see what happens with the rest of this cast, because then I'm also like, well, you're already announced the DLC. Does that mean who's getting DLC? Is it going to be anyone from the original game? Because I'm going to be kind of sad if we get, like, Dong DLC.
We're the twins. I play Dong. We're the twins. I need Dong.
Yeah, like I personally, like Dong's always been hilarious to me. I've never played Garo seriously. I've always kind of mashed around with it, but it's literally the reason why I've been a Rock fan because of Garo, because it was
he sucks ass in that game. Don't play him in that game.
But it was one of the games where I would play on MAME when I first learned about MAME, and I would play Garo, and I had never heard of Garo, and I was like, oh, it's all these KOF characters, cool. Because back in the day when you go on the army base, they had the cheap SNK cabinets, so I knew those characters. So I was like, oh, cool. And Rock, and he's Geese's son, and he's raised by Terry, and I've been a fan from him since then. So now I'm like, just like with every other game that's come out for pretty much the generation, I get a chance to play characters that I was never good with back in the day. So like, I had a chance to play her for real in Exard, but for real as a more mature player in Strive. Ayoko, I played her in
plus in a rollback patch too,
and she comes through. I get to play her. KOF 15, when I was playing a little bit, I got to play Rock and Vanessa, and I was like a more mature player who actually knew how to play the game for real. So I am loving all these reboots and being able to go back and be like, okay, I get to flex a little bit.
I think it's fire. I think honestly, I'm just like bitter because like as great as Capcom has been doing, they still upset me because like you put out surveys for like, what are your favorite heroes? Characters you want to see return, and like I swear it's like every characters in the game. Right, it's like every person's list is like Sea Viper. And I'm like, bro, how the hell?
I want Sea Viper. I couldn't play.
I think she won I think she won like one of those popularity survey contests that Capcom
She'd be so sick.
And they put her in the art and everything. She was in someone's story art, and I was like, oh, that means we get Viper, and we get Viper, bro.
We didn't get fucking Viper. I agree.
Viper legit saved me.
I'm sitting here watching like DJ and Cammy get put into like games, and I'm like, bro, can I please just get Fei Long back? Like, like it just angers me. So I'm probably just bitter because like Street Fighter V, they had none of the characters that I gave a shit about, and it's just like there's so many. It's not like, because I have friends that are like waiting on like one character where it's like, bro, I want Makoto. That's all I want. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm like, dog, I have like 8 characters. I'm like, if you gave me one of these 8 characters, I'd be so happy.
I'm in the same boat for Street Fighter 6. Like, none of the characters I played historically are in Street Fighter 6. None of them. Yeah. None of them. None. Zero. I mean, I guess like Chun from ST, but that doesn't really count. Yeah, I like to see Ibuki. I play like Makoto or Urien. Although actually, I don't know if I'd play Urien. I might just be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because you can't that character will never exist ever again. Yeah, charge partitioning will never come back.
Yeah, that makes me sad. I like having to work for certainties like that.
I'd still try Urien. I'd try him, right? Like, I didn't play Street Fighter 5 very much, but Urien looking still had some fun stuff in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, sadly, we're at an hour. So, like I said before, this was going to go quick. And it surely did, because there's like 4 questions we didn't even get to. And I'm going to be honest, that's usually how this goes. But I always like to try to end it off with like a fun question. So, to give the floor back to Mustain is, I think one of my favorite questions, just to kind of hear what people say, is what is your favorite fighting game?
So if people have met me, there was a fighting game I learned about at one point called Fist of the North Star. That is really stupid, and it's really fun. Even because like when those basketball infinites happen to you, those are not easy to do. They're really hard. So somebody fucking earned that. So like if somebody does that shit to you, you're just like, damn, I deserve this. Also, I'm kind of impressed that you're doing these, right? Like, It's a really jank old game, and it's really kooky, but it's really not that hard to understand the basics of it. But then when you really get down into it, like the sky's the limit. Everything is so nuts and bonkers. Also, it's Fist of the North Star, so it's badass.
I like it because Kenshiro. So
yeah, and they did all the cool like throwbacks to the manga panels and the anime, and like the voice acting is there, and they play a stupid song. Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, that being said, I appreciate Mustain for joining us. For everybody that got to the end of this video, I just want to give you a huge thanks because, like I said at the beginning of this video, I never thought we'd have got to a season 2, let alone 12 episodes deep. So if you're still here and you're listening, if you want to give us a like, subscribe, if you want to come to the community and come play games, we play every Thursday night. Community night's super chill. We're always down to help people out and get better. And then we also do events as well to help, because some people do enjoy the tournament settings, but we kind of make sure we try to do fun stuff too, where like maybe you're not a community tournament player, but we can help you get over those tournament, nerves kind of things. So we do stuff for like lower level players. We do showcases like that too, but we also have like high end stuff like the Colorado versus AZ one was mad hype. If you weren't in there, it was a lot of fun. And I know, I had AZ reach out to me again. They're trying to get it popping again for something different. So I think that'll be on the maps, or I should say on the board coming soon. So I'm excited for that. But like I said, I just want to give a huge shout out for Mustain for joining us again. If you guys watch our events, you know him because he commentates almost every single one of our events.
If you ever tuned into the hockey stream, you probably heard me commentating there too.
Yeah. So I'm happy to see both of them on here because this is basically our color commentary, kind of when it comes down to it. So any last words from either one of you guys before we have Chris send us off?
Thanks for having me on. I'm always around. I'm always around. Not hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, he's always down, and that's like the best thing about it. Because like at the end of the day, we're a community, and that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be for fun, and
agreed.
That's what we're here is to help each other get better, but we're also here to learn as much as we can, and really see growth. And that, like, I know that's one of my favorite things is seeing like the homies succeed, and even if it isn't like commentary or just gaming or whatever as a whole. So I'm happy to see it. So Chris, if you want to do the honors.
All right, everybody. So I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna give myself a shameless plug because I do plan on releasing some Kimberly material here soon. I'm already working on I'm working on one video that I need to edit, and then there's been multiple requests for a video I've been saying I'm going to do for a minute. I'm going to finally sit down, and now that we've gotten more changes, I'm going to record the bomb guide, talk about the different setups, different knockdowns, etc. So if you don't already, go subscribe to my personal YouTube over on True Tech. Unfortunately, no underscore on that one because some asshole grabbed that one and he don't even post. So it's just True Tech, one word, or you can go to youtube.com/andyoubroken, ANDYA broken, or follow me on Twitter, True_Tech, because hi Tuesday. That's coming soon, probably within the next week or so. We got these changes, we got these buffs, so bombs are real important right now. You guys need to know how to use them, so go follow there. And otherwise, if you haven't already, by the way, you got to follow. What's up?
I'll say pause because we're talking about Kimberly, and I meant to bring this up earlier, and I forgot. Did you see the Valmaster?
No.
Valmaster won grand finals for CPT Europe online with Kimberly.
Oh, did he play Crimson? Did he play Mr. Crimson?
He played Mr. Crimson. He was running Kimberly.
Yeah, I see. Valmaster has he does have a decent Kim. I remember him playing in beta, and he's
normally Chun player, right?
Yeah.
Chun?
But I was like, as soon as you said he played Kim, I was like, oh, that's got to be a Crimson. That's got to be for Crimson. Okay.
So I was watching it, and I was like, oh, I need to hit up Chris, and then I was like, I'm gonna see him in a few days. I'll tell him.
So I plan to put some stuff out for her because I always try to whenever I play a character, I try to put stuff out specifically for that character because I want everyone else to get good. Because as you guys get good, I steal your stuff, and we all rising tide rises all boat. So as you get good, I steal your stuff, and that also means you know who I am, so you tag me in your stuff too, and that helps a lot too. And then I can share that off. I cannot wait.
On Twitter sucks.
Street Fighter League matches are being filmed soon, and I hit Psycho hit me up for some information, and I can't. If he hits it, I'm definitely gonna be like, yeah, I told him that. So we'll see what's up. But yeah, I just want to get my little shameless plug into that. If you made it this far, throw a little fire emoji. Let me know if you made it this far. Besides that, you know what it is. Thursday, as you already mentioned, I might even be in there. Who knows? Let's be honest. I get on when the wife falls asleep. So if we're still in there, you might jump in. You might see a little Terry. You might maybe asking you, "Are you okay?" But what else do we ask? What about peace?
Bust out a little Terry on Thursday.
Peace. Peace.
That's awesome.